Hello guys, so on this video I'm going to show you how to replace the charging port on a Rosso Model T and Model R ATVs. If you have a problem with the charging socket, which is not staying inside, it's not snug but it's loose coming out, and you have to wiggle all the time to see that the light is flashing between red and the green, that's obviously indication that loose contact inside of this part that you need to replace. So if you will buy one or get one under warranty from Rosso Motors, this is how it's going to come. This plastic plug will not be installed, so you will have to install it yourself. Pretty easy, just click type. So before you're going to start removing the cover, you will need to be prepared to what kind of tools you need. So your ATV came with the Allen wrench like this. I have my own, which is a 5mm. You will need a Phillips screwdriver and a 10mm wrench, preferably the shortest that you can find. Okay, so before you're going to start working on removing those bolts on the cover and the footrest, let me show you on the other side what needs to be done first. So there is a bundle of wires underneath of this plastic body holding it to the frame. You will need to cut the plastic zip tie. Well, mine is, maybe there is one more, so you can drop down this bundle of wires. It will help you to remove that charging port. Next couple minutes I'll show you. So let's start it. So this is the ball, this is the hole for the Allen wrench right here, but there is a nut from the behind, and that's where you're going to hold it with your 10mm spanner wrench. Okay, this is your nut, and just pry out the plastic body with your finger and remove the bolt. Now you have exactly the same one right here, but there is no nut, just a bolt. Okay, now we're going to remove the plastic footrest. It's going to be easy for you to remove the cover instead of wiggling and twisting that cover. So on the, from underneath of the plastic footrest, you have a same 10mm nut. So you need to remove three of those bolts. Okay, just like this. Now this is the time to use your Phillips screwdriver, removing 3 screws that hold in that cover. So number 1, there is a number 2, and there is a number 3 on the bottom. Okay, now we're ready to remove the cover, but if you will look from, I will pry out this plastic body, you will see there is a metal bracket, so the plastic cover actually behind this bracket, so you will need to either you go this way or that way to remove it. Okay, now we have access to the batteries, and this is your charging port. So if you will not cut that zip tie that I showed you in the beginning, this wire will be really tight and you will not be able even to reach the connection plug. But if you cut the zip tie, it will be more accessible for you. So you will need to push that plastic locking tab in order to unclick it. Now this plug is going to say charger, will be marked, so you know where to plug it in after you replace the charging port. Now the original charging port comes with the like a decorative Christmas tree hot glue. You will need just to use a screwdriver or knife or whatever you have in order to remove it. And then there is a locking nut from the inside. Let me. As you can see, there is a locking nut, so you will need just a regular pliers to get it loose. Now, this is a demonstration video. My charging port is fine, so I will show you on this one the same locking nut. You will need to loosen it. So that's why they removed the plastic connection plug, because once you remove the original charging port, you will be inserting the wires through that hole, and that hole will be too small for this plug. That's why after the installation you will need to click those wires back in place. But now you see this metal tab that you have to pry it out, because this is actually that making it stay in place. It's going to click once you install it. And there is two different positions inside, so look at the shape of the hole that will match the shape of this locking tab. Basically, if you're looking at this plastic just in the upper position, you will be installing this locking tab to the inside of the plug, not from outside but from the inside, and that's when it's going to click. But before you're going to install any of those two wires, look at the polarity. So the black, okay, just 1 second. So the black is on the left and the right is red wire is on the right side. If you will cross polarity, the charger will not charge your battery. So this is really important. But in case, you can always look the polarity on this connection plug. So if you will align this male and female, you see the left is on the left side. I mean, the black wire is on the left, I'm sorry, and the red one is on the right. So that's how I'm going to click it right now, and you're going to hear that click. So same with the red wire, make sure that this tab is out, not flat, otherwise it's not going to click. And with this locking tab, click it to the right. Okay, well, actually they both facing to the right, the locking tab. I was wrong. So the black wire and the red one, they both facing to the right, and you're gonna hear the click. Now try to wiggle and try to pull them out, and they stay strong. Now if they are not perfectly straight, you will not be able to plug in inside of the male plug. So you will need to make them straight with any kind of like a little flat screwdriver or anything like that, whatever you have handy. Just 1 second. I don't have any tools handy actually, but I will try to use this one again. I'm sorry, I was not prepared for that, but I have my multimeter and I have a probe. So if you look inside, both of those pins are bent, and I am going to just make them straight by bending them out with my multimeter probe. That's how it is. So after you install the new charging port, don't forget about the polarity of those two wires. Click it in place, and basically you're good to go. Now for those people, they are trying to test their batteries, this is a good time that they can see how it's set up, how all of the wires are connected, and you can always test your batteries with the multimeter by setting your multimeter into the DC settings and touching the probe directly I guess it's not visible right here. Touching the probes directly into the battery terminals, and each battery is supposed to read at least 12.6 volts and up when they are fully charged up, as you can see on my display. So, and if you will follow the red wires and unplug those the main connection plug, and if you will insert your probe black to black and red to red, it's supposed to read at least 25 volts, like in my case. So then you know that both batteries are working well, both of them producing about 12.5 12.6 volts before they are charged up, and your machine should work well. Well, this is it. Short video how to replace the charging port, plus you have some information how to access the batteries and test them. By the way, you see this little spark? This is completely normal to see when you plug it in. Don't worry about that. That's how it's supposed to be. So don't forget about this rubber strap. It's really important because it's holding your batteries from flapping up and down, and you have exactly the same hook on the opposite side. Maybe it's not that convenient to reach with your hand and hook it up, but that's what you need to do in order to keep them in place. Make sure that all of the wires are tight, even though that it looks like they are wiggling a little bit. There is a lock-in mechanism on each connector, so they stay in place. But if you want to make it even tighter, you can always apply some decorative hot glue on each terminal to make it even more tighter. This is it. Thank you. Bye.